Guys, how are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 16 of Crypto Talk from iLearning Crypto. My name is Andy. I'm joining you from a place in the UK called Cheshire, and it's roughly about 10 miles from Liverpool, which you've probably heard of, the Beatles and all that. Okay, guys, so today, we are going to be hearing from Brandon Ivy on a brand new topic. But first of all, just to let you know a bit about my background, graphic design, I create videos, including the videos you've actually just seen and one you're just about to see. Now, I got involved in cryptocurrency in 2015. I earned some back then, and, I really didn't know what to do with it. And what I needed to do was find out how to make it into what I considered money back then, and suspend it, or should I hold on to it? And then I thought about looking on Google and YouTube, which is not a very good idea, folks. What is a good idea is to get yourself educated, and that's what today's show is all about. And had I had the education and the tutelage from Brandon Ivy, who you're going to meet shortly, back then, I would have been a much, much better off person right now in every sense of the word. But first of all, just to give you a bit of essence of what iLearning Crypto is about, I'm going to run a short video, 6 minutes, guys. Get yourselves a cup of coffee and sit and watch our 6-minute video. Now, just as I am in the process of amending this video, there is a mention of a trading bot in this video that has unfortunately now been delisted. It's been taken away from the program. So ignore the bits about the trading bot. Please sit down, relax, and watch our 6-minute video.
The cryptocurrency boom is just getting started, and you are exactly the right place at the right time to take advantage of it, especially if you take action now. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you something that can truly give you an unfair advantage over the masses. Right now, you can be earning cryptocurrency while you learn all about the cryptocurrency financial revolution that is unfolding all around you, including the world's smartest smart contract deployed on the Tron blockchain, iLearning Crypto. iLearning Crypto is the absolute best vehicle to earn unlimited amounts of Tron instantly and directly to your Tron wallet. Launched in March 2021, iLearning Crypto boasts a true follow your influencer smart contract that is 100% decentralized, secure, and will run forever. This is your chance to be one of the fortunate few to be positioned for maximum earning potential. iLearning Crypto has multiple education courses available, each unlocking more valuable products and even greater income potential. Brandon Ivy, our educator and consultant, will guide you through the maze of information. Tons of courses that are already provided and more added monthly. You will learn everything setting up your wallet to keeping your crypto safe. Brandon's weekly crypto talks will keep you up to date on the current news and events happening in the crypto world. Splitting the one-time purchases from each course 50-50 between the referring influencer and the iLearning Crypto payout vault is the most powerful formula that really accelerates your income boosting potential. Starting with Crypto 101 at 40 USDT in Tron and all the way to Crypto 105 at 1000 USDT in Tron, where 50% of each course will be deposited instantly and directly to your Tron wallet. Every third enrollee opens up a new term for you and enrolls you right back into the program without ever coming out of pocket again. And it gets even better. Every time the iLearning Crypto smart contract looks for those who haven't completed their first term, you will deliver free airdrop positions to those most in need on the 40 USDT and 100 USDT terms, giving them a jump start and can even help them complete a term. And you can complete an unlimited number of terms in any of your purchased courses. As you continue to enter into the new terms in any of the courses, you will also qualify to receive term bonuses. On stage 1, when completing 50 terms, you'll earn a 250 USDT bonus in Tron. Stage 2, complete 100 terms, earn a 500 USDT bonus. Stage 3, 250 terms, 1000 USDT bonus. As you go through the stages, you earn more and more free Tron. And this process continues to stage 16 when you complete 250,000 terms, earning you an astounding 1.25 million USDT bonus in Tron. So you're not a recruiter or don't want to sell, iLearning Crypto is for you too. The first 10,000 enrollees to activate up to and including Crypto 105 will automatically qualify for the Daily Rewards program, earning an equal share of 5% of the daily deposits to the iLearning Crypto payout vault for life. This bonus is 100% passive daily income. Then we have the iLearning Crypto Signals, producing and delivering great results so far. The AI Trading Bot gives you the ability to take advantage of third-party signals bot that connects to an account you control and trades on your behalf. Your crypto never leaves your wallet and is in your possession at all times. You never share your earnings with anyone or pay a commission. When you become an iLearning Crypto influencer, you are assigned an ID and your Tron wallet is permanently connected to the smart contract. You can earn from enrolling new influencers on your purchased product courses, and if someone you enroll goes faster through the courses and skips over you, you will miss out on available profits. But your enrollees never leave you, and you will get them back once you catch up to the course they're in. iLearning Crypto's Telegram bot can notify you not only of your real-time earnings, but also when you are about to miss out on potential earnings from enrollments and what immediate actions you should take. iLearning Crypto is not an HYIP or get-rich-quick program. Real products and services of real value that provide you with a real opportunity to generate unlimited wealth starting right now. iLearning Crypto offers all the support, resources, tutorials, and training necessary for you to be successful. All you need to do to get started is a clever TronLink or Token Pocket wallet funded with enough Tron to activate your courses. Get started now with as little as 40 USDT worth of Tron, and for those who understand the absolute massive earning potential, all courses can be purchased in quick succession. Then simply share your iLearning Crypto link with others. Forget about spillover. Our iLearning Crypto members are earning massive spill up. Crypto educational products, free airdrop positions, massive term rewards, Leadership League prize pool, daily rewards, bonus AI trading bot, Telegram notifications, and real live support are just some of the added amazing features that await you with iLearning Crypto, plus secrets yet to be revealed. Get paid in crypto directly to your own personal digital wallet. To get started or have any questions answered, get back to the person who showed you this video now. Welcome to iLearning Crypto, the smartest smart contract. Earn while you learn, and learn while you earn.
Okay, there you go, folks. That is iLearning Crypto in a whistle-stop tour of 6 minutes. Okay, folks, I did say I'm going to bring on our crypto educator, and yeah, as I said before, if I had had him around in 2015, I would not have made a lot of the mistakes that I made. You're going to be hearing about some of the pitfalls in this show, some things, and I'll share some of the things that I've unfortunately been lured into unawares. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Mr. Brandon Ivey. He's joining us from Los Angeles, California. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, Andy. How about yourself?
I'm great. So what are you going to talk to us about tonight, Brandon?
Well, we got two topics, actually. One is something that we all have experienced directly or indirectly, which is the scammers and the Ponzi schemes that's out there in the crypto space. I mean, it is rampant. And the second, we're going to talk about that in the United States, the Federal Reserve just released a report. They do it once a year about the economic well-being of Americans. And for the first time ever, they included cryptocurrencies in that report. I think you're going to be very interested about what they found. So I'm going to be covering that as well.
I will leave the audience in your safe hands, sir. Thank you very much. Take it away.
All right. So welcome, everybody. And as Eddie said, my name is Brandon Ivey. I go by Bitcoin Brandon from lovely and it's nice Los Angeles, California today. The weather is nice. I just came back from a 5-mile walk outside. And the biggest news, if you turn on your news right now, is any minute the verdict to be read in the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard defamation trial. Like that has any direct impact on our life, but it is big news out here in LA. But the other big news is what's going on in the crypto world. I mean, we are seeing massive adoption from everywhere. Now, you might think that it's not going so well because the crypto market has dropped dramatically over the last month. In fact, the entire month of May saw the bears take over in the crypto space. But if you've been around as long as I have, and I studied the entire crypto industry the many years before I even got involved, and I can see the patterns, everything that is happening right now is normal. It's expected. In fact, I make more money when the market goes down than when it goes up. And all it is just part of the cycle, like the seasons of the weather. You've got your fall, your winter, your spring, your summer. You know, this is just one of those movements that we go through. And so we just got to know how to move and maneuver during those times. But for those of you that still might be disillusioned or feeling hopeless because the crypto market has dropped, understand that the current price of Bitcoin right now, where the last I looked is maybe $31,000, is still higher than Bitcoin has ever been in its majority of existence. It only got past $20,000 last year. I mean, the last time it hit 20,000 was in 2017. So we are still in very, very good hands in an exploding industry. Where I read a report this morning that they now say a little bit more than 300 million people around the world are involved in crypto. I think maybe 340 million to be exact, almost the entire population of the United States. Yet only 12% of Americans are involved in crypto, according to the Federal Reserve. Others might say up to 24%. But they say 12% of Americans are involved in crypto. 24% probably know what it is, but are not all of them are actually engaged in it. There's almost 8 billion people on the planet. So even though this is the best performing asset of the past decade, we are still at the very beginning of this greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind. And it is a privilege and an honor to be alive now. You know, they always say, is it a great time to be alive? How many of us had a chance to take advantage of the gold rush era? The internet era? We could have, but most people didn't believe in the internet in the early 90s. They laughed at it, thought it was going to be useless. What about the Industrial Revolution? If you've ever seen the show, and I love it, I always go back to it. I watch it at least once a year on the History Channel called The Men Who Built America between the years 1880 and 1920. That 40-year run there. The Men Who Built America. Fascinating time. But how many of us, or not us directly, but our ancestors, had an opportunity to take advantage of that? Well, the whole financial revolution, as far as crypto, means that we are seeing a revolution of money. Or, to be more exact, the next evolution of money. To go from this to this, but digitally. This is just a digital representation. That's the next evolution of money. And the question is, what are we going to do about it? You know, there are things in life that we cannot control. But what is most important in life is not what you can control. It's how you respond to the things that happen to you that you cannot control. How you respond to it. And with this new river of money that is changing course and moving into the crypto space, are we moving with this money? Are we moving with this new flow? And that's what cryptocurrency allows us to do. And I made that decision back. Well, I bought Bitcoin for the first time in 2016. I officially made the decision that I wanted to really go for this in around May of 2017. Yeah, May of 2017. I had two aha moments when I was studying and learning about crypto. And there was nothing around that was going to teach me, but I had two aha moments. The first is that blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry on the planet today. Whether you like it or not, understand it or not, believe it or not, your opinion is irrelevant. You've heard me say this over and over and over again. The second thing that I learned is that cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. And all you need is a cell phone, access to the internet, and a willingness to learn. That's it. That's all you need. I see you, Sue Williams. That's all you need. A willingness to learn. That's the hardest part right there. Because everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has access to the internet or can get access to the internet. But not everybody has a willingness to learn, not until it's too late, not until it's forced upon you. And by that time, it definitely is too late. But we have that opportunity to get involved now. And the reason why education is so important is so that you can navigate what I like to call the wild, wild west of the cryptocurrency space. Not much regulation going on. Not too many people know about it. New companies sprouting up left and right, promising riches. And that can be a dangerous time as well because you don't know what you're doing. You're at risk of losing some, if not all, of your money. And so what I want to do before I start talking about the two topics, I want to bring back up Mr. Andy to share a couple of things with you guys, and we'll do a commercial break, and we're going to come back and share the rest of the story. So with that, come on back up. Andy, are you there?
I certainly am. Yeah. Well, the subject you're going to talk about, it's close to my heart. It's something I'm very, very emotional about, really. People out there, and guys, just to let you know, folks, this is why you need to be educated. It's very, very easy to take people at face value and programs at face value. These guys will swear blind that they've seen evidence of this. They'll say they're going to take your money and they're going to trade with it and give you back like 1% a day. Like, please, it defies belief. And actually, I've got to say, 1% a day is ridiculous. But also, that's actually on the conservative side with some of these guys. They come and go, 6.5% a day. It's just like, on what planet does this exist? But guys, I said at the top that I earned some cryptocurrency. And it was actually because of one of those schemes that I earned cryptocurrency. I got involved in something which somebody invited me to look at, and I just didn't have a clue. Probably a bit naive, but I joined it. And I invited a few people in, and we're all doing well, all getting money. And I earned some dollars, and I also earned some Bitcoin. And that's when I actually earned Bitcoin. I'd never bought Bitcoin. I probably hadn't bought Bitcoin itself for at least 3 years after that, because it earned a lot of Bitcoin from this program. But it collapsed, and the guys made off with all the money. And we had something, I'm not going to steal Brandon's thunder, we had something very similar that lasted a couple of years, and it collapsed last week. And the fact it lasted a couple of years was just because there were enough people just going like lemmings into it. And, I had a guy in my inbox, and he argued black and blue. And I said, look, dude, I know this is a Ponzi scheme. I know it is. No, it's real, blah, blah, blah. I've met the owners. Oh, my God. I have started to, I used to think, do I want to call these programs out? Oh, maybe I shouldn't, because some of the people might get offended that I know who are doing it. And then I thought, do I want to know the people who are doing it? Do I want those guys in my circle of friends? And to be honest, the answer is no. And I kind of used to hang on to that. Do I want to? I'll keep these guys. They might see the light, but they don't they just jump to the next one and then bring another load of people. And it might seem like fun at the time, folks, but every time you maybe do something like that and you kind of suspect or even know that it isn't legit, and you're bringing people in, your circle of friends and their tolerance level will just keep going like that until you've got nobody left to bring into these programs. So, guys, that's what I've learned the hard way. And also, I've learned through the education system that we have here. So please pay attention very, very closely to what Brandon says and save yourself a lot of pain, anguish, and probably save yourself a lot of money as well. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that, Andy. Andy, what I want to do is take us to a break. We'll come back and we're going to jump back into those articles and talk about it. All right. Welcome back, everybody. And just in, the jury finds Amber Heard liable for defamation. Wow. So Johnny Depp won. Now the next thing is, how much money is she going to have to pay? I think he was asking for like $50 million or something like that. So I don't know. Amber Heard doesn't have no $50 million unless she gets into crypto. Takes her earnings from her movies. I don't think Aquaman paid her that much money. But anyways, let's go on to some more important information here. I'm going to go ahead and share screen. And we're going to talk about what Andy just brought up. And I will call the name out because sometimes it needs to be called out. The name of this company was Hyperverse. How many of you were a part of, heard of, or got involved with Hyperverse, Hyperfund, HyperOne, whatever the hell they're calling themselves? Now, I've learned in this space, most companies in crypto that decide to use an MLM or network marketing arm to promote Bitcoin, they don't last more than a year and a half at most. This one did, though. It lasted more than 2 years. And as a result, the reason why even Andy said that, is a Ponzi, over time, there's not enough money to sustain it, to keep it going. And if you have a system in place that is saying, well, we're going to compound money on your behalf, eventually that compounding just gets ridiculous. There won't be enough money in the world, the way they're talking. But what happens when the market starts to turn around and starts to go down? And I said this at the beginning of May, that if the market goes into a bearish turn for a long enough period of time, it's going to expose a lot of these companies that are doing, we're going to trade on your behalf, or we promise or guarantee 1% a day, 2% a day, 3% a day, what have you. And those cannot sustain itself, even if legal, done legally. It can't sustain itself because there's no new money coming in on the trading side that the bot is supposedly doing. So what they have to do instead is they need to take new money from new people joining to pay out the first people, the old people. And then that runs out eventually. HyperFund was blowing up so big that there was always a flood of new people coming in to try to keep it afloat. But after some time, you started having individuals making 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, $4 million a month. Yes, a month. And that is what also fed into this, because new people saw that guy or girl making so much money. And the only difference between them and you is that they got started maybe 8 months before you. You figure in the next 8 months, I'm going to be making that type of money. The common sense never hits that the only way you're going to make that type of money is if in the next 8 months of you getting started, you have the same amount of people that is completely total in the company right now underneath you over the next 8 months. You got to double the company in size for you to get to where that person is that got started before you did. Now, Business for Home, this has been a respected site that has tries to keeps track on what's going on in the direct selling space. Just as a disclaimer, they're no friend of HyperFund. They've been negative since day one for obvious reasons. And they've also been negative on the people who's been promoting it. But here's what they came up with. This was on May 26th. So HyperFund, Hyperverse collapse. Kalpesh Patel exits the Ponzi. HyperFund, Hyperverse, Hypertech, HyperOne, and HyperNation all rebrands in the past months of a very large Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent investing scam which generates returns for earlier investors with money taken from later investors. Kalpesh Patel was a very early investor and top HyperFund promoter who made an estimated $4 million a month. He stated a typical "sorry for your loss" excuses on his exit in a followers group. Said, "I cannot stand in integrity and keep showing up and misleading the community on hot air where the founders themselves cannot be bothered to show up for us since December." So the first thing I read on that is he's admitting he's been manipulating or misleading from the beginning. I can speak from a little bit of personal experience that once you reach the top of a company and you're working directly with the founders of the company and the CEOs, you start to get a pretty good idea of what's going on behind the scenes. And if you see something shady going on, and then you continue to keep promoting it, period, then you have to take some responsibility in what's going to happen next. So there's no way you're making $4 million a month and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. He then goes on to say, total disrespect. I know my correct decision, he says correct decision, will affect many of you adversely. Please forgive me for the impact of my personal decision on your lives. This place I find myself in is such a shame. If a day appears in the coming days where corporate does the right thing, I'll be happy for all of you and my prayers would have been answered. But I cannot continue on this path any longer. So here's, first of all, my problem. Let's say he was making $4 million for at least 12 months. For at least the last 12 months. He says he's been here for 18 months. 4 million times 12 months. That's a $48 million a year. So him walking away from HyperFund, is he losing anything? No, quite the opposite. He made $48 million in a year. He doesn't care how the thing ends. But all the people that's following him, did they make 48 million? No. He admits it. Sorry for your loss. They all lost money. He made money. He can afford to walk away talking about, I find myself in such a shame. Then he goes on to say, I'll find another home, which means he's going to go find something else that is going to do the same thing and scam everybody out of all the money, that he's the only one that makes it. I'll find another home. I'm sure I've loved the first 18 months, and those are the memories I'll travel forward with. So the good news is that Kalpesh Patel is available to promote a new Ponzi scheme. Typically, people like Kalpesh are to hire for $1+ million sign-up fee and 5% of the total company sales. So not only was he making money off of recruiting everybody, but he was also getting a percentage of all company sales. After a 15-year career in scams and Ponzi's, such as My Shopping Genie, Zeke Rewards, Zip for Life, Bonofa, and time in jail, he has a proven track record how to set up for company founders. Do you know how companies get this big? It's because of gentlemen like this. Without people like this, the company has no customers. It has no followers. It has no database. It has no sales. Yet what separates this from another one that's doing the same exact thing? Who are their top leaders that's promoting it? That's the difference. I have absolutely no empathy for this guy. None. He's walking away with millions. He'll take a vacation, find another company to take advantage of, and do it all over again. But the next will be shame on the rest of you who continue to follow this guy from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. And I'm picking on him because he's in the article. There's many people out there in this space. I won't call out anybody unless I see their name popping up in an article like this. So you definitely have to be careful about what you get involved in. I was never a part of Hyperverse or Hyperfund. I saw this in the beginning when it got started. I saw other people making millions of dollars with it. There was a couple of times I had a little FOMO. I said, you know what? I know that if I come in on this, I can make $1 million in the next 4 to 5 months. But could I live with it collapsing? I'm the only one that made money and everybody else loses. No, I have a conscience. I can't do that. And I'm not mad at those that decide that they can, because the name of the game is for them to try to make as much money as you possibly can. And they decide, I'll step on as many people as possible to make $48 million. Because $48 million can change your family tree. But it's willing to scam everybody to get to that level. So pay attention to the scams. I'm going to give you guys, and I covered this on one of my crypto talks, a couple of red flag things you can look for if you're unsure if something's a scam or not in the crypto space. A couple of things to look for. Number one, do you know who the CEOs are? The CEO is. Who's the founder of the company? Who's funding it? Who are the people behind the company? I learned to ask that question, and I wanted to speak to them too. Do they have legal representation? Are they registered in the United States? Or because it was too difficult, it's easy to go register somewhere else where you don't have to pay high fees? Do they have a corporate office, which is not necessary in crypto, but it helps? Not a P.O. box somewhere. Is there an actual office? Do they have a white paper or a clear set of goals on where they're going to be in the next 3 to 5 years? What's their roadmap? What other ones can I catch here? Are they promising any guarantees or returns? We guarantee 2% a day, 3% a day, 4% a day. That's not sustainable for most people. So these are just some questions that you can check to make sure, is this something that is too much of a red flag, or what is the risk, your risk tolerance level? Because everything in the crypto space is a risk. Not everything's a scam, but everything's a risk. Even those that are legitimate can run out of business. But I believe this was a straight, flat out scam. And only a handful of people made out big. And they're going to run to Dubai, wait out a couple of months, come back, and then do it all over again with something else. So your education will be able to let you know where you stand on different projects. If you follow my 4 rules, you will always be okay. And I'm going to share those 4 rules at the end. So next up, we're going to talk about the Fed. Are you guys familiar with the Federal Reserve? The people who really run the world. Years ago, or rather yet decades ago, Americans turned in all of their gold to the Fed in return for a paper that said this. It was called a note. And this note was basically a receipt saying that you have a certain amount of gold in the government's hands. This was a receipt. We now know it as money. We go to the grocery store, we use this to buy food. We go to the gas station, we use this to buy gas. Anything we want, we got to buy it. We use this to buy it with. But fiat money is also a terrible store of value. If I were to put this $100 in a bank account and let it sit there, with inflation being over 7%, that means this is no longer worth $100. It's now worth about $92.50. That's how inflation works, and why the need that cryptocurrency is so popular. So the Fed came out with a report that I found very interesting. It finds that 46% of American crypto holders earn over $100,000 a year. 46%. Now, why I found that interesting is this wasn't a report from a crypto site. This wasn't a report from Cointelegraph or Daily Hodl. This is directly from the Fed. In fact, I will pull up a report. It is called the Economic Well-Being. Let me pull that direct link up. And you guys can look this up yourself. Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. So the Federal Reserve is the central bank of the United States, provides the nation with a safe, flexible, and stable monetary and financial system. So the first question you ask is, do you think they are friendly to crypto? No, they're not. They don't like crypto. They don't want it because it represents decentralization, power back in the people's hands, not the Federal Reserve. Which is why this was shocking to me. So 46% of American crypto holders. Now, why is that shocking to me? Because I know the Fed has another group of stats as well. 97% of all Americans will retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends by the age of 65. 97% of Americans will retire broke. But 46% of Americans in crypto are doing more than $100,000 a year. That's almost a 50-50 chance that if you're a crypto holder, you're going to do $100,000. I like those odds if I was a betting man much more than what they teach us to go to school, get good grades, and get a good, safe, secure job, only that I can retire broke by the time I hit 65. This goes on to say, the United States Federal Reserve Board includes crypto data in its new Economic Well-Being of American Households report. 46% of crypto holders make more than $100,000 a year, while 29% make less than $50,000. Do you know the difference between these two? Do you know the difference? I'll tell you. Education. The educated ones are on the 46% side. The uneducated are the rest. Which is why we say crypto education is so important. The Fed report indicates that financial well-being is at its highest despite inflation headlines. So despite a few snags, the digital asset industry has exploded in recent years, especially with regard to adoption. Investors, traders, and notable financial organizations all over the world have recognized the asset class. The United States is not immune. And I'm not talking about people that's involved in legal things or illegal. I'm just saying in crypto. Because again, those that were involved in Hyperverse were making millions of dollars a month. They're still in the crypto space. The United States Federal Reserve Board has included cryptocurrency data in its Economic Well-Being of American Households report, which got published in 2022. The Fed released its 9th annual study, which looked at survey results from 11,000 individuals polled between October and November of 2021. The Fed report includes crypto statistics for the very first time. The Fed wanted to know how new products were affecting customers, which is why the Fed included cryptocurrency for the first time in the survey. According to the Fed, most crypto investors in the United States hold it for investment purposes. That is true, with high-income individuals accounting for the majority. Due to a lack of conventional bank accounts, low-income people use crypto mostly for transactional activities. Yes and no. Partly true. But this is what the Fed is saying here. The Fed's annual report showed that financial well-being is at its highest since the report began, with 78% of Americans describing themselves as okay or living comfortably financially. That shocked me. How many of you, and there's a lot of you that's listening, how many of you would classify yourself as doing okay or living comfortably financially? You might be shocked by those results. This is a rise of 3% over the previous 3 years. The report notes that 68% of Americans could cover a $400 emergency expense with cash or its equivalent alone as a checkup for financial fitness. That was shocking to me because the last time I heard that statistic, it said that most Americans could not afford a $400 emergency expense. But here we've got now it's 68% of Americans could. That's shocking to me. The only way I see that as being true is because of the economic stimulus checks that Americans were getting for the last couple of years and the extra, what was it, $300 a month per child or $100 something a month per child, depending on the state you lived in. The Fed, for the first time, studied cryptocurrency usage. According to the study, 12% of adult Americans owned or used cryptocurrency in 2020. The Fed found that 11% of crypto investors keep it as an investment, 2% use it for a purchase or payment, and 1% use it to send it to friends and family. How do you guys use it? Do you use it to store value? Are you using it to buy groceries? Are you using it to send friends and family? Investors who own cryptocurrencies tend to be high income, almost always had a traditional banking connection, and typically had other retirement savings. 48% of respondents had an annual income of $100,000 or more, and 89% of those who were not retired maintained a retirement fund. That's going to be very difficult to get out of for people. You know, we've been doing things a certain way for so long that even if you're in crypto, you're still, trying to have a retirement fund. 29% earn less than $50,000. The profile of the typical crypto user differs dramatically from that of an investor. According to the Fed report, around 60% of these users had incomes below $50,000, with 20% having earnings under $25,000. Only 24% of respondents made more than $100,000 per year. 13% of respondents did not have access to bank accounts. This compared to the 6% of adult Americans who were without bank accounts. When it came to crypto use for transactions, 27% of those utilizing it didn't have credit cards versus 17% of the overall population. As measured in this Fed report, overall consumer financial well-being has been at its highest level since the survey began in 2013. Despite headlines of inflation and a possible economic downturn on the horizon, 48% of adults assess their local economy as good or excellent. So cryptocurrency grows in popularity despite the market volatility. The numbers suggest there is a lot more potential. According to the data, only 12% of adults had or used cryptocurrencies in the last year. If crypto gains traction, it may result in much greater usage, given how little it currently counts. Despite the growth rate, the drawbacks for those who use cryptocurrencies for transactions including following. Almost a quarter of respondents lack a high school diploma. Really? According to the findings of the Fed survey. Along with other U.S. agencies, the Federal Reserve has been paying more attention to the digital asset market. The growing popularity has compelled authorities to address these new technologies and the potential effects on the broader economy. On its part, the Fed is considering issuing a central bank digital currency. Stop right there. That mention is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So for those of you who don't know, a central bank digital currency, they're going to call it CBDC. That is not cryptocurrency. CBDC is not cryptocurrency. It is a digital form of this. Digital form of fiat money that they still control, which means they can freeze your account at any time. They can make it difficult that you want to pull money out. They could lock the bank doors and the ATM machines. They like the control. So, some experts believe that the Federal Reserve's policies will result in higher crypto and gold prices. The Fed recently announced a 0.5% increase in interest rates, which is the most significant increase since 2000. I would raise it up a whole 1%. Somebody's going to shut up, Brandon. Do you know what the answer to inflation is, ladies and gentlemen? The answer to inflation, high gas prices, high food prices, is not what's the government going to do? I need the government to save me. No, that's not what it is. It's you making more money. That's the answer to inflation. You're going to have no impact on what the government's going to do, no matter who you vote in or out of office. As Jim Rohn says, the goal is to build a financial wall around your house so high that nothing can penetrate it. Now, some experts Now, the Fed recently announced a 0.5% interest rate hike. That's the most significant since 2000. The crypto market, like other markets, has plummeted as a result of the same forces that affect traditional finance. However, lawmakers are concerned with investor protection and a spillover effect, thus prompting an increase in regulatory attention. That interest should soon transform into legislation as more adoption is expected and market fluctuations continue. Blockchain analysis firm Chainalysis found a significant increase in cryptocurrency adoption last year. The blockchain intelligence firm predicted worldwide cryptocurrency digital asset usage shot up by 880% in its 2021 Global Crypto Adoption Index report. Chainalysis evaluated the United States 8th overall for adoption. Vietnam topped the list. However, by India, Pakistan, Ukraine, Kenya, Nigeria, and Venezuela, according to Chainalysis, a drop in peer-to-peer trade volumes in the United States as cryptocurrency trading institutionalized knocked the country down several charts. This is a significant development for the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. It's worth noting that sentiment and narrative shift over time. Despite making progress in the right direction, this niche sector is still vulnerable to illegal activities and regulatory barriers. As a result, the cryptocurrency market nature is still extremely unpredictable, at least in the near future. So the biggest takeaway for me on this report again is this number here. 46% of American crypto holders earn over $100,000. You want to be in the space where money is being made, and that is cryptocurrency. And to be in this 46 percentile range, in my opinion, if you don't come from money, is having education. People with money buy their way in, but ultimately they're going to end up losing that money. But education, and that's why we have crypto education. So let me stop sharing screen. All you have to do is follow what you see at the bottom, scrolling at the bottom. e360tv.now.site. e360tv.now.site, where you can sign up and get started with your crypto education. I said at the beginning, I was going to show you four things that you can do to make sure that you're not scammed, you're not in a Ponzi, or better yet, that you can minimize getting scammed or being in a Ponzi. Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get a return on your investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make that happen? Find a vehicle, stay focused, take action, do not get distracted. Now, following these rules is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that you can ask for. And that comes to the end of our session. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you get your crypto education. And we just celebrated here in America Memorial Day. So for all the families that have lost loved ones serving their country, God bless you. And you guys have a great week. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.